You can have the best workout plan, hit your macros perfectly, but if you're not sleeping, well, you're just leaving all that muscle on the table. So sleeping isn't even just rest. It's literally when your body repairs and builds muscle. So most people don't even realize how bad they're even messing it up. So here's where it gets really interesting. Your body just doesn't stop absorbing nutrients because you're asleep. So casein protein, which I dove into deeper last video, is a slow digesting protein. It delivers amino acids for your body up to 7 hours after consumption. So that's why some pro athletes, you take it before they go to bed. It supplies your body with the fuel it needs to build muscle throughout your sleep. So when you actually are sleeping, your body goes through several cycles that most people know about, but they don't really know what they are. So the ones that we're going to talk about are deep sleep and REM sleep, which are the ones that are really important for putting on muscle. So deep sleep is when your body actually produces the most growth hormone, and that's when your body repairs its muscle and restores your energy for the next day. REM sleep helps with your motor skills. It really locks in what you learned and practiced throughout the day, so when the following day comes, you're able to replicate it with at least some accuracy. A 2018 study found that cutting your sleep short reduces time spent in deep sleep, which means slower muscle recovery and lower testosterone levels. So if you're only getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, not only are you just going to be tired throughout the day, you're actually missing out on gains that you got from lifting the previous day or two. A study called Effects of Sleep Loss on Performance and Recovery in 2018 found that one bad night of sleep can mess up your muscle recovery, which means it'll spike your cortisol, and cortisol is a stress hormone that breaks down your muscle, and tank your workout performance. Now imagine what happens when you're running on bad sleep for multiple days, for multiple weeks, months, or even years. So when you're resting, you're recovering, but when you're sleeping, you're actually building muscle, balancing hormones, and refueling for the next workout. Skip it or even mess up your sleep, you're basically just going to hit the gym with half a battery. You track your protein, your carbs, and your fats, and even your lifts. But why don't you worry about sleep? People spend all this time making sure they get 200 grams of protein, 300 grams of carbs, only 80 grams of fat, but they're getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, which kind of counteracts each other. So if on top of getting your macros, if you get your sleep, you're going to be so much better off. So set a bedtime, like you would schedule a workout. You need no less than 7 hours of sleep a night. Contrary to what some people say, as long as you're getting 7 hours, you're doing fine. But if you can get 8 and even 9, your body will be so much better off. And if you don't, you're going to tank no matter what you try and no matter what you replace, and unless you're just taking steroids. But, you know. So you ever just tell yourself you're just going to watch one more video or one more level, one more TikTok, one more reel, and then suddenly it's 1 a.m.? Well, yeah, me too. But that's because blue light from your phone actually blocks melatonin, and melatonin is the hormone that helps you sleep. So the quick fix to this is no screens 30 minutes to 60 minutes before bed. But since I know most of you can't do that, if you can turn on a blue light filter, which most phones have, and even most devices at this point, for 1 to 2 hours before you plan to go to sleep, you're going to experience much better sleep. And what about caffeine? So if you're taking pre-workout or even just an energy drink after 6 p.m., majority of the time, half of that caffeine is still going to be in your system when you try to sleep due to the laws of half-lives. And that's why you're just staring at the ceiling for hours. So cut the caffeine at least 6 hours before you go to sleep. So if you try to go to sleep at 10:30, you should not be taking caffeine past 4:30, at most 5. And what about your environment? Your room should be like a cave. Cold, quiet, and dark. If your room's too bright, too warm, or too noisy, it's going to be incredibly hard to get that major sleep and get into that deep sleep and REM sleep to put on the most muscle. Keeping your room cold, usually 65 to 68 degrees, putting up blacklight curtains, and if you cannot contain the noise, wearing earplugs or a white noise machine will get you these conditions, which should increase your sleep. Fixing your sleep isn't even complicated. Just stick to a schedule, cut the distractions, and set up your room for sleep, and I guarantee you'll wake up refreshed. And then, what about getting out of bed? Well, get an alarm clock, even if it's your phone or an alarm clock itself. And when you set it up, set it out of distance of your bed. And make sure that it's not just going to stop after a couple minutes. So when it does eventually go off, you have to get out of bed to turn it off, and then you're already up, so you might as well just get ready. This alone will boost your recovery, your performance, and maximize your own gains. But here's again where it gets interesting. There's a way you can actually hack your deep sleep for even better muscle growth and even better recovery. So what if I told you you actually could boost it and actually get more out of your sleep? And that's what I'll be covering next video. If you're serious about getting stronger and training smarter, hit the subscribe button and be on the lookout for that next video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.